Okay, so good afternoon. My name is Dirk Barnes. I'm here from Air Support Tactical Security, and today I'm really glad to be here to be able to share some news with you guys. And we have a giveaway that will come at the end of this particular stream. And yeah, we have a little interesting video that we want to share. The team here is particularly proud of. But first, I want to go into some little issues. So you guys would have seen, I would have posted yesterday on our social media that we had a very interesting conversation with a young lady yesterday who's actually, I think she's a client now. But she called yesterday asking about our services. And one of the things that she mentioned was she was very interested about how we do recovery. So we explained our recovery process. And it was almost amusing that she found that what we were saying didn't sound to be quite true. We mentioned to her that we are approved to do recoveries. We work with or without the police service. I mean, when I say we work without them, if it is that a vehicle is stolen and the police can't respond as quickly as we do respond without them. We intercept, we arrest, we detain, all these different things. And she found it very unusual that we're able to do that. And the question was asked, what gives us the authority to do that? She also explained to us that she had spoken to other GPS companies who basically took a distance from that particular position and said that all of their response, all of their recoveries are done with the police. And there's some little interesting things that they would have shared, but I don't want to get into that. But I just want to let people know that in Trinidad and Tobago, there is something called the Supplemental Police Act. And under Section 7, it does give approval for protective service agencies, such as ourselves, to conduct operations in capacity of police officers. There are some other explanations and restrictions that we do have, but it gives us that ability. And as sworn officers, we can arrest people and we can take them before the courts and all these different things as well. And we have arrested people in the past. Now, it makes no sense for any agency to not work with the police service, because at the end of the day, the investigations would be conducted by TTPS, as well as they have their forensics and CSI and all these different things. And they have a larger database of stolen vehicles and offenders than any GPS company could have. But it's I also want to make it clear that we are a protective service agency, and we have been registered like that for quite some time. And when I look at all of the other GPS companies, because we also fall into the subset of a GPS company, but when I look at the other GPS companies that exist, I am yet to find any of them that are also registered protective service agencies. From what I understand is that they rely on third-party companies who are registered. And if that works for them, that's great. But I would want to make sure and set the record straight that if anybody is telling you that a protective service agency cannot operate or cannot perform these operations, either they are not acquainted with the law, which is 9 times out of 10 the main reason they would say that, or they just willfully misleading you in their advertising to get a particular sale. I just want to set that straight. Now, in addition to that, we also noticed that a lot of people are questioning what gives us the ability to be able to advertise longer service packages like what we do right now with our 10-year package and stuff like that. Now, keep in mind, we have been in the industry for 15, going on 16 years. When you look at how long we've been doing GPS, we are celebrating our 15th anniversary this month. And it is interesting that we put out 10-year packages only because we know we have been in the industry that long. We never had 10-year packages before we came 10 years. But I saw some companies popping up who have been advertising heavily on social media with 10-year plans and 5-year plans, and they have only been in existence for just about 3 years. So you have to be very careful. And I would want to have all of you, when you get a chance, go through the social media for many of these companies and go back and see when they actually started existence in GPS tracking. Now, I like to name the companies that I'm really impressed by. And GPS Rescue, that's Damien Nesbitt. He's a competitor, don't get me wrong. We are not in cahoots with anything or have any agreement. But Damien was one that really started doing the after action pictures with recoveries. I met that here. Other companies like Ario, that's Ryan, they have been doing GPS with Chamigo for a number of years as well. And I guess we probably would have been the third to join. After that, the other companies, they came sometime after, and some of them long after us. So well, I mean, between Damien, Ario, and, well, GPS Rescue, Ario, and our company, we have been the ones who have put out the legacy systems outside here. We have the one that have stood the test of time and the evolution of car thieves. We have the one who basically came face to face with car thieves. Not Ario so much, but definitely GPS Rescue. So anybody else outside there trying to purport that they have been in the industry really long and they know everything and stuff like that. I've been in the industry for over a decade and a half and been in security for 20 years, even before that. And I'm going to tell you now, I don't know everything. I am learning every day. And I'm glad we're learning every day because it gives us an opportunity to look at our operations, revise them, look at our technology and revise them, and come to what we have today. Now, some of you may not know where or how I got into GPS tracking devices. And I've shared that in the past. I mean, I've had family members whose vehicles were stolen, and I was outside there searching all over Trinidad and Tobago trying to find their vehicle. And then it hit me that, the TCPS does not have the capacity to be able to find each and every vehicle that is stolen. And they too admit to that. And that's why they come and they tell you, hey, if it is you looking to safeguard the vehicle, get a GPS system. But after looking at that, I was like, you know what? This is a gap that has to be filled. Now, many of you may or may not know that I was a Defense Force officer. I was a major in the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. I left that job and I started my company, and I went straight into, protecting others and coming up with different solutions. And when I did that, it was hard at the beginning. We had to build a whole new reputation. But we have built a reputation on trust. We have built a reputation on responsiveness, evolving our technology. And, when I sit back and I look at where our company is now, what we have accomplished, we have come a really long way. In fact, I cannot find, and if any of you can find what I'm about to say, if you can find it, please send it to me. But I cannot find another company anywhere in the region that has the capabilities that we do, that has the direction that we do. And when you see the video that I'll post shortly, you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about, because the video that I am going to present to you shortly is everything that we have in our operations. And I'll talk about the video. So the video that I'm going to show you is a simulation video of a concept of our recovery. And I say concept because it has a number of different pieces of what we offer to clients. And we have quite a few clients that already have this level of service. And it is based on a young lady whose car was stolen. We detected it was stolen, we responded, and we recovered and arrested 2 people. So this is kind of a reenactment of something that happened in the past, but we are getting a chance to show you what really happens and how many bits of pieces that we bring to bear on every single recovery, from the team that has actually responded, the persons who are in the field, the persons supporting them. And what many people don't know is that when a recovery takes place, we also have people who are operating from maybe home, depending on the time, who come into that particular portal, because we have a whole recovery solution portal that we see. And everybody logs in and they provide assistance. So it's not just 2 people and 1 person on the phone, but you have a team coordinating with the police. You have a team that making sure the device stays online. You have a team that is working to make sure the network support is there. You have the drone support people and all these different things. All of that happening in every single recovery. So parts of that are going to be shown in this particular video. And I'm hoping that it streams properly. But if it doesn't stream on your devices, it doesn't work out well, I would post it up on our social media thereafter. So it's going to be on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube pages. So you guys could see it, share it, and all that kind of stuff. But as much as it may be a bit entertaining, I just want to make sure people understand that, the video is of, this is what we do. Now, little disclaimers, we didn't intend for it to resemble anybody or any person or talk about anybody. Other than what it's depicting. Additionally, everything inside of that video, every scene in that video is stuff that we already have. When you see thermal imagery, spotlight, all these different things, these are things that are built onto the equipment that we purchased and will be marketing under the DroneGuard solution. So it is not fake, it is not make-believe, it's not a gimmick, it's part of what we do. The main part of the drones, for example, why I introduced it, is that, and this is to let you know, I went out on nearly all of the recoveries from Air Support Tactical. I was out there. I'm not like these other companies where the CEO sit back on the phone and call the police. And I'm in the field. You've seen my videos. You've seen me outside doing after action reports, all dressed in military gear and all these different things. But as I have to transition more into my CEO role, not every time I could go on every recovery. And I want to make sure that my officers have the best equipment supporting them. That eye in the sky gives them the ability to see what they're getting into. It helps us plan the operation, send reinforcements, even send information to TTPS, live downlink information to the TTPS, so that the officers that are coming can also see what is happening. So that if a car thief decides to run, and my officers whose responsibility is the customer vehicle decides not to pursue, we could let the drone do that and ensure that the TTPS catch those guys, and that has happened as well. So we are really proud of the capabilities that we have, and we do hope that we see other companies building towards that particular capacity. I do like competition because competition breeds innovation, and we have been innovating over the years. So I'm not going to keep you much longer. I've spoken for 10 minutes now, and I've done the introduction to this particular video. So I hope you sit back, relax, and you will be able to see this particular video without any problems. If not, as I said, you can come on our social media after this video. It will be posted, and you can view the whole thing from there, because that's when it's going to be made public. So let me see if I can do this for you guys. Hold on. Right, that's the first time I ever did something like that in terms of sharing the screen. I understand that maybe not all of the audio would have come through, but as I said, I am going to post that video on our social media so you can check it out. But I just want to go through some key things inside there with that video. Everything in that video is what we do with our operation. Now, you would have seen that the geofence was breached, and we would have received the notification. That is part of our night watch capability. For these purposes, the timings are obviously adjusted. And from there, it would have launched the entire operation. Everything that we do is electronic, so we make sure that we can do an after action. So everything is recorded, whether it's on the tablets or the radios or the phone conversations. Everything basically we look at afterwards, and we use that to improve on all of our operations so that we can get our timings a lot faster. Our response teams, whether they are here at the office or actually outside, they receive their messages and all of their instructions over their tablet. And additionally, they will have their radios for further communications. So it is not someone getting a phone call, jumping on a car and driving to a location with a video cam and recording. That's not how we do business. What we look at primarily, the first thing that we think about is our officers' safety. That is the biggest, most important thing. In our industry already, we have a casualty, not our company, but another company whose owner went out and did just what we see some of these other GPS companies doing right now, showing up thinking they know all about recoveries. And unfortunately, that gentleman is deceased because of that particular operation. And I don't want to see that happening with any of my officers. So we provide the best equipment. As you could see, things that came up in this video are not toys, they are real. For the purposes of this video, everything was unloaded obviously because it is a simulation. But this is basically what we do here at Air Support Tactical. We have invested in the most advanced technology that you can find on the market for this type of operation. We have the first DFR, which drone first response system in the region. I don't think anybody else is doing something like this with a security company as yet. In fact, from what I understand, I find another law enforcement agency that is invested in this type of equipment. So our customers are very, very fortunate to have a provider that is looking after them like this. So that is basically what I want to wrap up. And I just want to leave you with this one. We are going to be running a competition that you can win a GPS tracking device with a panic button. I would ask you to share and look at the instructions in the post that we put up. From there, if you follow those particular instructions, you would get an opportunity to win. You just have to answer one question, and it will require you to do some research. So I want to thank you guys for the support for the past 15 years. It has been tremendous. We are pushing to do a whole lot more. You know, our company has grown a lot. We have some new products coming out as well. The panic button solution is something that we have rolled out recently. It's different from the previous iterations of it, and we are proud of what we have created. And we know that we're going to see other people coming out with something similar, and we hope to see that. But for now, we are the only ones that have brought out this type of solution, and it is going to mean that we could protect you now, even at home. So for example, if it is your car's parked up in the driveway and something does happen, and like a home invasion or something like that, you could press the button and that actually will send an alert and start a process of an investigation. We do have some CCTV add-ons coming on for our GPS tracking solution. That is one of the things that we're going to be rolling out in this year as well. I want you guys to look out for it. It's not a CCTV system for your entire home, but it's something that we are going to be bringing in for our particular devices. From a fleet management point of view, for those people who are looking for things like driver analytics and all these different things, we already have that solution. You can reach out to us if you're looking for something for your vehicles as well. And yeah, we'll just cool stuff there. Try to keep it under 20 minutes as I normally do. So guys, keep in mind, you can find the question that we're going to ask in the posts that we'll put out shortly. Answer that question, send us a message, share our page, and that could allow you to win the free GPS tracking device with panic button. So thanks very much, guys. Really excited to be celebrating 15 years with all of our customers. Take care and stay safe.